Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. Okay, we're going to skip the intro for this video because I want to jump right into it. I don't have a lot of time. As you can see, I didn't even have time to turn on my lights. So anyway, there's two reasons why I wanted to do this video, and they're connected to each other. So the first thing I want to say is this. I want to give a shout out. I've been meaning to do this for quite some time. And I don't want this to be taken as I'm going to start giving shout outs because this individual has not asked me to do it. I'm doing it on my own will because I respect what the person talks about in regards to Halloween. And his name is Wes Hightower. He's a subscriber of mine, a viewer. I subscribe to him as well, and he considers himself a Halloween purist like me, and we agree, like he often says, about 90% of the time, and I would say that's probably true. But at the end of the day, we both, I think we see eye to eye more than we don't, and when we don't, we definitely see each other's points of view and like, oh, kind of thing, right? So anyway, YouTube Wes Hightower, and he'll come up. His avatar is a little original Halloween jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, and he goes in depth on analyzing the original Halloween and what makes the original Halloween so great from various different perspectives, some subjective, some objective, and I just really appreciate the depth that he goes into. So Wes, I don't mean to embarrass you, but hopefully I'm not doing that, but I've been meaning to give you a shout out for quite some time now, and I really think that people who are big fans of the original Halloween will value what you have to say at the very, or at least appreciate what you have to say at the very least, and hopefully they value it as much as I do as well. So anyway, so Wes commented today on my most recent Two Dudes and Some Bullshit with Tony Michael, just last night, where we were talking about Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills, and Wes, said that here's an example of, I don't know if I agree with you here, Dave, right? Because in the show, I was talking about how I think the shape needs to end. I think, we need to kill it. And maybe, we need to do it in this way. And Wes was commenting and saying, I don't know if that's the right thing to do because, it might be sacrilegious, with the shape and the boogeyman and things like that. And Wes has got some valid points, 100%, right? So in my response to Wes always gets me thinking, Wes, you always do that. In my response to Wes, which was quite long, sorry about that, I realized that this would make a great sort of social media post in and of itself. So I copied and pasted that, made it a little more sort of objective, took out, Wes's name, and I posted it to Facebook as well as to my YouTube community section as well. But I thought, you know what? Not everybody follows me there. Not everybody pays attention to the community section on YouTube. So I thought I would quickly just read to you what I wrote to Wes here about where my mind is at when it comes to that fundamental question, which is, for me anyway, how do you kill the boogeyman? How do you end Halloween, but still preserve the integrity of the boogeyman, right? Because after all, you can't kill the boogeyman. So it's an interesting dichotomy. So this was my response to Wes in most part, and this is kind of where my mind is at, and it's a little bit of I guess it's a little bit of a teaser to that Halloween sequel concept idea I still have coming. Anyway, so this is where my mind is at, folks. To kill the boogeyman presents a dichotomy. On one hand, you can't kill the boogeyman. On the other hand, the story must end somewhere. This is why Halloween 1978 was a self-contained story that needed no sequel, and quite possibly was even impossible to have one because of the nature of the moral. That was the whole point of that film. Like I've often said, it was a 90-minute Twilight Zone Hitchcockian ghost story of sorts. However, having the shape go on and on and on is quite possibly more sacrilegious than killing it. Let me explain. We have to work within the present narrative we have, the cards we have been dealt. In Halloween 1978, the ambiguity and enigma of Michael's character was part of the mystique. It needed no, nor was there ever going to be an explanation. But now we have a dichotomy. The very existence of sequels is to provide more context to a narrative. It's to expand it and explore it. Therefore, how do we end the story of Halloween, making it feel complete, but yet still preserve the integrity of the original intent of the character, the ambiguity and enigma of the boogeyman in Halloween 1978? My conclusion. We kill it. But we do it in a way that presents doubt to the viewer on a philosophical level. The real trick, which is nearly impossible because of the nature of the business, is to not make any more films in the current timeline of Halloween once this is done and implemented. Therefore, you don't end the film, Halloween ends, let's say, with any Myers breathing or his eyes suddenly opening. Nothing obvious that says, yes, Michael Myers is still alive. You end the film and leave the viewer with a strong philosophical pondering or question about the nature of evil, Myers, and the boogeyman. You plant the seed of doubt in the mind of the viewer of whether Myers is really dead. Maybe it's combined with a subtle musical cue. But there is nothing about the ending that says, yes, he's alive. Once this is done, you make no more films. If we were to end the series this way, because of the cards we've been dealt by the subsequent sequels, I would like to believe it would still preserve the integrity and mystique of Myers as the boogeyman while eliminating the inevitable shit shows of multiple sequels, even though he has died. I'm in the middle of exploring my thoughts on how and what those questions would be, but that's where my brain is at. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you. That's where my brain is at with that sort of fundamental dichotomy, but it's a philosophical sort of question. It's like, how do we preserve this, but kill this, but not go on with this, but still kind of keep this? But so it's very interesting. Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. Where is your brain at? And don't forget to check out Wes Hightower's channel. Wes, sincerely, you're doing a hell of a job over there. All right, folks, my name's Dave McRae. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.